I explain about upaya pembelajaran ya, upaya meningkatkan pembelajaran passing bawah bola voli, gitu kan? Nah, passing bawah bola voli, gitu kan? Dengan menggunakan metode drill. Nah, untuk SMA ya, SMA 1 Telaga Sari Kabupaten Karawang, Jawa Barat. Ya. Nah, mungkin dari segi pendahuluan bisa dilihat Pak. Poin-poinnya. Oke, karena waktunya juga sudah tidak ini apa ya? Oke, nah ini judul bahasa Inggrisnya gitu ya. Learning result, improvement of foreign passing result of volleyball game approach real methods on the student 11 IPS 1 in SMA 1 Telaga Sari Kabupaten Karawang, Regency. Introduction, background of study, implementation of sport and physical education in school is very appropriate because this is where the coach and sport teachers to socialize sport and sport the community. The school community is the most usually coordinated associate. Physical education teachers has a very important role in improvement sport learning achievement in schools because basically to increase student achievement is very dependent on the role of teachers' performance. Research focus in volleyball sport games there the basic technique of playing football. It is like first passing up and down, service up and down, smash and block. Research will examine or limit only the technique of performing the skill passing down. Will the sub-focus of research ini langsung saja Pak ya?
Ya langsung saja kita selesaikan.
Nah, selesai Pak ya? Nah, mungkin ini untuk pembelajaran dengan metode ulang-ulang gitu kan, terus diulang-ulang untuk melakukan passing bawah. Nah ini secara step by stepnya gerakannya jadi bahasa Indonesia. Nah mungkin metodologi penelitian atau metodologi research. Research purpose knowing the effectiveness of the type of action in informing student learning outcomes. Knowing the importance of physical education learning outcome, approach the method of recreation of passing down in volleyball games. 2. Field and time of research. Field of study performs in senior high school in 1 Telaga Sari Karawang Regency. 2. Time of research. The study was conduction for 2 months, for February to April 2014. every class of 11-1 sports class on wandering days, Wednesday dari jam 7 sampai jam 8. Pelatihan atau dengan cara metode drill. Ini data-data angkanya. Conclusion and recommendation. Saran dan kesimpulannya. From the result of the data description, the informant test in the distribution of this research induced after the test in the first cycle, the second cycle test, and the third cycle by using the method of passing or drill, passing under the game of volleyball. It can be complete as follows. 1. The method of repetition or drill in game of volleyball can improve the learning outcome of lower passing skill. 2. Step-by-step method of repetition or drilling. Preparation phase. B. Implementation phase. Opening step by step, implementation step, the final step. Nah, di sini recommendation. Langsung aja gitu ya. To improve student learning outcome, the author give suggestions so never be discussion buried in finding, develop and try learning methods that are achievement for the purpose of learning can be achieved well. Thank you. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Thank you for the time. Today, I will present my article with the title "The Effect of the Interactive Video in Teaching Volleyball Dog Basic Passing Technique." The objective of this study is to find out the effect of interactive video in teaching volleyball dog basic passing technique. This research used quantitative approach with quasi-experiment design. The population and sample of this study was 10 grade of students at private senior high school in Karawang. That consists of 18 students. In this study, performance skill test was administered and as an instrument for both experimental and control groups. The findings revealed that T observed 2.61 and T table at 2, with the standards of significance 0.05. It means that T observed was higher than T tables. Therefore, there is a significant effect of interactive video in teaching volleyball dogs basic passing technique. Besides the result, it can be concluded that teaching volleyball dog basic passing technique by using interactive video gave significant effect. Besides, teaching volleyballs dog basic passing technique by interactive video was better than traditional media. For the introduction, learning physical education, sport and health in SMK Karawang have been done conventionally. Similarly, volleyball learning is done as a training without media that can simulate motion skills, interest, and liveliness of learner so that learning outcomes are not achieved with the maximum. The form in this research is how to influence of interactive video on the learning result of basic technique of passing volleyball game. The objective of this research is to know the influence of interactive video on learning research of basic technique of passing volleyball game. The method of this research is quasi-experiment with non-equivalent control, pre-test, post-test with causal result. The variable X, interactive video, and variable Y, learning result of passing basic technique. Data analysis technique in this research using numeracy test with chi-square test for the accepted criterion test H0 if the cumulative frequency graph is at or near a straight line normally distributed subject, and reject H1 if the cumulative frequency graph is not close to a straight line, the subject is not normally distributed. After the normality test of similarity or homogeneity, the variance of the population taken from the same population testing using Fisher test at significant level at 0.05. Then testing hypothesis and statistic hypothesis. The result, based on this data, obtained T account more big than T table, 2.61 bigger than 2.0 from the result of this calculation. It can be seen that the significance value with the t-test is 2.61 because the significance value is greater than 2.0, then H0 is accepted. H1 is rejected, or the conclusion is the result of passing or the basic learning technique of the student who get the learning though the attractive video media is better than a basic learning passing technique test for the student who gets the classical learning. For the discussion, interactive video learning media is an essential element in basic passing technique learning. In the process of the learning basic passing technique with interactive video simulates students in two types of skills, namely basic skill and integrated skill. These basic skills include observing movement, imitating, practicing, and differentiating movement and communication. The integrated skills include systematic modification and development of movement with the development of this skill make learners enthusiastic and modified directly and learning process so that the results obtained are also optimal learning. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much. My name is Didi Turanto. My title, The Effect of Exercise Model Based on Interactive Multimedia to Spot Across Skill. Introduction. Law number 20/2003 regarding National Education System, Article 1.1 states that education is conscious and parents afford to create learning atmosphere and learning processes students actively developing their potential to have spiritual power, self-control, personality, intelligence, noble character, and skill that himself needed, society, national, and state. The sepak takraw game is one of the most popular sport in Central Sulawesi. In Central Sulawesi, there are 3 brands of superior sport area conferring pencaksilat, rowing, and sepak takraw. The sepak takraw game brands becomes one of the sport that funded by APBN, and sepak takraw brands is one of sport which developed continuously through school student activity, UKM University, PPLP, and PPLM. Sepak takraw is one of unique game. The objective of this study is to analyze the influence of exercise model based on interactive multimedia to sepak takraw skill. Research methods. Number 1, strategy and research design. The research is a preliminary research pre-experiment design. With research design, you should use one group pre-test, post-test design. Population and sample research. The population used as subject in implementation in the male student around 40 students. Referring to the above research design, then the above population will be made as a sample member as a whole. In other words, this research in population study. Place and the research. The research took place at Gor Siramindi, Palu City. The study conducted for 8 weeks, start from 17 January to 16 March 2017. With the title 8 week for treatment with 24 times meeting held 3 times a week to clarify the title data collection process and exercise program in the research in the table below. Research instrument. Sepak takraw test measure used 7 test item are sepak sila test, sepak hura test, sepak badek test, heading test, by test, service test, and smash. Result and discussion. Deskripsi data presented in the form sepak takraw skill data test before pre-test and after post-test, the give treatment. This research conducted on male studying around 40 students. In this research, we'll discuss research result include data description, data analysis, prepare quiz analysis testing, and hypothesis test based on result, interpretasi of data using Microsoft Excel and SPSS. This is a diagram pre-test and post-test. Next, based on table above, the different test result of average pirate sample using t-test. Pirate test as below. The result of t-test, pirate t-test on model interactive multimedia model treatment by looking at significant to tilde 0.00, can conclude that Ho is reject and H0 is reject and HA accepted because of significant value 0.00, smaller value alpha 0.05. In other words, there is a significant influence from exercise model-based interactive multimedia to Spartacus skill treatment. Conclusion: based on research result and discussion described in the previous chapter, it can be studied research conclusion that there is a significant effect of exercise model based on interactive multimedia to Spartacus skill. This can be provided in the significant value of pre-test and post-test is 0.00 smaller than alpha 0.05. Thus, model exercise interactive multimedia can improve Spartacus skill in Tadulako University study. Thank you. Saya kembalikan ke moderator.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am from Jakarta. I am going to tell you about presentation undertaken. The influence of teaching style and motor ability on the bottom passing learning outcome in the volleyball. Background of study: the fact that found in the field in junior high school SMP 3-1 roof, the process of teaching physical education is not very good. Students feel burdened in following the lesson, especially in the game of volleyball, so that the complete of learning outcome facing the study is not maximizing. Teaching style: self-teaching, command, divergent. Method. Metode ini sebenarnya ada factorial design 2x3, ya, langsung saja. Mohon maaf ada sedikit kesalahan tadi. Jadi langsung saja ya. Ini tentu yang lebih baik pembelajarannya adalah pembelajaran self teaching. Jadi langsung ke conclusion. Based on the result of the above research, in its can be concluded as follows. There is a difference between the teaching style of self-training and command to the overall passing learning outcome. Kemudian, there is a difference between self-training and divergent teaching style to the overall passing learning outcome. Jadi yang terakhir itu adalah yang lebih baik sebenarnya di sini sudah ditentukan bahwasanya ada yang keempat interaksi. Jika yang lebih baik itu hanya gaya melatih diri. Baik, itu saja saya pikir. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the time to presentasi detail teaching badminton smash by using team game tournament model in junior high school Muhammadiyah Karawang. Objective of this is to find out the student response toward to use the use of the team game tournament model in teaching badminton smash. Teaching games tournament is a cooperative learning technique that enhances student academic achievement and attitude toward the concerned material. Team games tournament has three basic elements. Number one is the team. Students are assigned to equal team categories by equivalence academic levels. Two, game skill exercise relating to consent material are played during weekly tournament. And number three, the tournament students represent their team and compete individually against students from other team. The winning are grouped back to their team. And the next is method. In research, I use the qualitative approach with case study method, and the subject of this research physical education teaching and for students with observasi, interview, and dokumentasi. Result of this the result of this research show that the student have self-confidence, cooperation, and appreciation. Besides, the student can improve good relationship with other group, and also they can improve their knowledge of badminton. Conclusion: the conclusion of this research, the student will responded well, and the students were very active when learning badminton by using team games tournament model. Thank you so much.
Education is the right and duty of every human to develop their potential. Through education, a nation can develop the human resource potential and can utilize of the natural resource belonging to nation. Realizing it, the world of education is putting physical and sport education as vital part of national education. The purpose of physical and sport education certainly will not run smoothly without any role of teacher as a facilitator with each person who directly interact. In fact, that happened as reported on the result of his study in Subang Jaya on elementary school, that the learner have more time to mirror physical activities, about 83 till 85%. It is different away with medium physical activity that done by learner 11 till 13% and heavy physical activity of the learner 3 till 5%. Phenomenon of learning process in physical education in elementary school still have tendency of choosing the freedom of learner. The learning process is still dominated by teacher. Thus, the learner cannot get opportunities to express themselves. Revitalization of physical and sport education is considered necessary to restore the concept of physical and sport education as subject that focus to the learner to learn about the value of health and active lifestyle, as well as help learner to find out the physical activity that fits their interest and potential learner. Okay, creative approach. 1. To ask and challenge the rule and assumption. 2. Create the relationship that helps copyright and linking anything unusual. 3. Consider the possibility that will happen, imagine and see things through a mind eye. 4. Try new approach and alternative as well as remain open to other options. 5. Reflect the ideas critically and produce sometime. Indonesia is a big country, has a strong ideology in creative quality education. Indonesia also builds creativity as basis of the achievement of the purpose of national education. Teacher creativity is indispensable in this situation. The teacher shall be able to bring up the brilliant ideas that make the learner actively and enthusiastically, as well being able to give a strong feedback. teaching relatively to improve the health and active lifestyle. 1. And inspiration. 2. Knowing the subject. 3. Makes lean eggs. 4. Stimulate. 5. Give support. 6. Manage of time. 7. Learn about style of teaching. Conclusion. The characteristic in order to the teacher should be more creative in with situation and condition learning process of physical and sport education must have 3 terms: creativity in education, namely teaching creative, teaching for creative and creative learning. The 3 terms will make teacher easy to create a harmonious atmosphere in learning of physical and sport education which focus to improve health and healthy lifestyle. 2. The process of improving of health and healthy lifestyle of learner can effectively through creative approach that are adapted to the 4 principles of physical and sport education as well as done step by step. The 4 principles that are safety, impact of exercise, benefit of health, and improvement activity. Matur nuwun.
Oke, thank you moderator. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera kita semua. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, partisipan seminar International Conference of Science Physical Education Yogyakarta State University. My name is Khairuddin. I'm from Faculty Sport Science, Universitas Negeri Padang. With this short time, I will present me research title: The Effect of Supplement soybean meal and whey protein in training to the increasing hypertrophy of tight muscle. A quasi-experiment study of fitness member at one game of Padang City. Background of study: to get optimal muscle function in sport, to increase muscle hypertrophy, exercise to increase muscle hypertrophy is by training while they suffer of extra protein consumption. 2. According to Torrent, year 2000, 145 without training and plus consuming extra protein, there will be no stimulation to enlarge muscle mass. Nutrition protein can be obtained animal and vegetable on of the protein derived from vegetables such as soybean meal. 3. According to Torrent, year 2008, soybean is the source of vegetable protein is very well consumed in the same gram amount of content contained in soybean hair than that found in chicken meat. Well, the animal protein that has been processed factory, whey protein that has been processed by the factory that contain high protein. But what nutritional protein is not now which better increase muscle hypertrophy. 4. Based on the theory, the author is interested in doing research the effect of supplement, soybean meal, and whey protein in training to the increasing hypertrophy members of one game fitness in Padang City. Formulation of the problem. From the background, we can take the formulation of the problem as well. 1. Does giving soybean meal with some exercise can improve muscle hypertrophy member at one game fitness in Padang City? 2. Whether whey protein white exercise can improve muscle hypertrophy? 3. Is there any difference in effect between soybean meal and whey protein with training on tight muscle hypertrophy? Purpose as research. The purpose is research to know One, the effect of giving sovereign meal to increase muscle hypertrophy with training member and one being fitness of parasity. Second, the effect of whey protein to increase muscle hypertrophy with training members fitness of parasity. The different effect of soybean meal and whey protein on increased muscle hypertrophy with training members fitness of parasity. Research method. Type and research design. The type of research is question experiment with the design of pretest post-test to group on the design. Evaluation sample soybean meal treatment group underlies with training, treatment group of whey protein with training, treatment of soybean meal with training, treatment of whey protein with training. Supplement whey protein 100 gram, male soybean 100 gram. With training, back squat, leg extension, leg squat. Population increase member fitness. One in parasity actively do weight training as many as 24 people. Technique of professional random sampling content of 12 people in 42 group which matching. The instrument use of this research, the instrument used to measure muscle hypertrophy is methods measure the type and skin fold thickness. The formula for calculating the muscle. Data analysis technique after testing hypothesis, then we test recruitment analysis, Z normalities, data reports, and homogeneities test fee. Two test hypotheses. One, we use the variable dependent to test and hypothesis. Three, with the independent test variable. Result. Summary of hypothesis testing result. 1. Significant. Table. 2. Summary of hypothesis testing result. 2. Significant. Table. 3. Summary of hypothesis testing result. Non-significant. Conclusion. Based on the result of research and data analysis, it can be concluded as follows. Provision of soybean meal with training can increase muscle hypertrophy at 1 in parasity. 2. When protein with training can be muscle hypertrophy at 1 in parasity. There were no significant difference between the effect of soybean meal and the protein with the bundle of member at 1 in parasity. Thank you for your attention.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Agus Dimas from Universitas Negeri Jakarta. I will present my article that tells differences in futsal skill between club and high school player. You know that in this decade, futsal become one of the most interactive team sport. In Yogyakarta has two main competition in futsal. One is Yogyakarta Futsal League for club, and another one Putih Abu-Abu Futsal Championship for senior high school extracurricular futsal. The aim of this study was to determine differences in futsal skill between clubs and high school player. It was hypothesized that mastery skill was a competitive level driven factor in futsal. Methods, subjects this study: 62 futsal player from club and 48 player from high school. The instrument is the futsal skill test. Score tests are as time taken and penalty time in performing a series of tasks. Penalty manifests in a sentence with the addition of time according to the mistake made. So the total test score is added from time taken and penalty taken. Understood? The participant completed two trial at a 1 day standard warm up given. Participants are given the opportunity to try out the protocol of futsal skill test before recording the data. Data analyze, use independent sample t-test, reduce the examine differences between group. Significant was assumed at 5%. The result score from a club player is faster than a high school player. The performance time in club player was 10.2% significantly faster than in high school player. The time taken in club player was 11.6% significantly faster than in high school player. The penalty time is in club player was 2.2%, no significantly player than a club player presented better result than high school player. Indicate that club futsal player has better agility than high school futsal player. Discussion. Club player are better in futsal skill than high school player. Number two, starting from the differential component to aging, the club player have the skill to play futsal better than high school player. And number three, the senior player have been long temporary weight training. Junior player are advised to use the load, so they have a better power. And number four, skill are technique execution combined with the new motor capabilities based on environmental conditional and situations. So conclusion, the senior club and a junior as a high school futsal player differ in the agility but not in the accuracy of futsal skill. Speed is very important component of futsal and it's presented common characteristic. The player in these two levels are very different in futsal skill performance. Okay,
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Puji syukur kepada Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Yang pertama, karena pada siang atau sore ini kita masih diberi kesempatan dan kesehatan bisa berkumpul pada seminar ini. Dan selawat kepada Nabi kita Nabi Muhammad SAW. Nama hormati Bapak Panitia dan Bapak Ibu peserta seminar. Saya akan mencoba juga lah, walaupun bahasa Inggris speak English ini 50-50 nih bahasa. My name Muhammad Sadadi Rifki from Fakultas for Science Universitas Guru Kadam. Where is the effect of plyometric training and achievement motivation toward black muscular evolutive power of volleyball athlete in Universitas Guru Kadam. introduction. Implement is various field is being active undertaken by the current government with aim at actualizing the idea of Indonesia independent movement. One of this goal is create a justice as prosperous society. The realization of this ideal must be supported by qualified human users and gender development. Volleyball is one of the most popular sport in Indonesia. The volleyball brand is also expected to bring the name is nation and the country international event. However, the fact show that volleyball achievement in Indonesia in general and West Sumatra in particular are still relatively low. Volleyball needs various elements is physical condition such as strength, speed, agility, balance, explosive as observe power. The ability to jump must develop and very volleyball athlete. There are many ways to improve that skill to be able to jump the end to the fast and maximum movement required explosive power that is efficient strength and speed. Method. The objective of the study is to determine the difference of volumetric training using knee tuck jump and box jump and achievement motivation toward leg muscular explosive power of volleyball athlete. Universitas Tinggi Padang. The research was conducted which was carried out April-May 2016. The research design by ANAFA by level 2x2, but before the data is analyzed, tested the equipment of the normality test and homogeneity test formula design using before homogeneity test using but that test for up test performed with a 5% confidence level. The control variable was level of assessment multiplication high and low. Dependent variable was the ability of muscular length explosive power. The muscular explosive is vertical jump just with Lewis formula. The more the experiment unit are grouped into such a way to be homogeneous. Hasil research conclusion overall is proved that the leg muscular explosive power of volleyball athlete trained by volumetric knee tuck jump training is better than those who have trained by box jump exercise. Secondly, there is an interactive interaction between the training method and the achievement motivation to leg muscular explosive power of volleyball athlete. There the leg muscular explosive power of athlete motivate volleyball athlete that volumetric knee tuck jump exercise is better than those who were treated by box jump exercise. For the all different explosive power so by the low motivation athlete who were treated by knee tuck jump exercise and those who were treated by box jump exercise. In other or the null hypothesis is rejected. Thank you. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you for moderator. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Anton Gomeni. I'm from Padang State University for Science. I second writer because Mr. Henry go to Komnas Makassar. Okay, my research is light up skill of Faculty of Sport Science student is experimental study of teaching method and learning motivation toward light up at Sport Science Faculty. Okay, introduction. The purpose of this research was to determine the outcome differences of learning method and learning motivation toward layup, shoot, basketball skill, student of Faculty of Sports Science Faculty in Padang. Specifically, it was determined the first differences in learning outcome in performing layup, shoot, basketball skill of students who were treat cooperative method and method of inquiry. The next, the interaction between teaching method and learning motivation toward learning outcome layup, shoot, basketball skill. The next, differences in student learning outcome layup, shoot, basketball skill. Student who have high motivation to learn between cooperative learning method with learning method of inquiry. And the last, differences in student learning outcome like shoot, basketball skill who have low learning motivation treated by cooperative learning method and inquiry learning method. Okay, the method, this research was conducted by using experimental study with design by level 2, Tier 2. The population of this research was male student as much as 70 and 2 students at FIKUNP Padang in the second semester. Data analysis technique was done by testing the requirement analysis as prerequisite for the use of statistical analysis technique and followed by hypothesis testing. Okay, the result of the two key test result, the first hypothesis showed the Ki hitung 6,35 lebih besar dari Ki double 0,05. The second research hypothesis that the Ki hitung lebih besar dari Ki double 13,95 banding dengan 4,02. Okay, conclusion. It was proved that the learning outcome of layup shoot basketball skill of students in both treatment provide a significant difference. The further testing it proved that the outcome of learning layup shoot basketball skill treat cooperative learning is higher than those who didn't. Thank you very much.